So part of understanding what stress is also being aware of how it is in your body and noticing symptoms as they come up. First, we'll just kind of go over what it is with the definition. There's more than one way to define it, but I just want to look at it from two different angles. Because it's not always bad. It's not always good. Let's take a look at it that way. So stress is a response to a change in your environment, be it positive or negative. Your body reacts to the changes, like when you fall in love, or start a new school, or suffering from an unexpected loss. Basically, it's an internal reaction, so it's happening inside of your body. It's a reaction to a challenge or even a threat to something on the outside of your body. I mean, it could probably be something inside too, if you think of a sickness. But let's think of outside, and the stress itself is really having it inside of you and how you're processing it or how you react to something. It can make you upset, or it can just help you complete a task. So that's a good thing, a little bit of stress to help you try something, do something new, push you to do a little bit better. Physical signs inside the body, your heart rate usually increases. And remember, it's usually. Everybody is very individual. We all react to stress differently. We all get stressed out for different reasons. So something that stresses me out might not stress you out. So the heart rate might increase. Breathing rate normally increases when you feel stress. Maybe you have low energy, you're feeling tired all day, or maybe you have high energy and you're really anxious. Maybe your stomach's upset, or maybe you just feel little butterflies, like that funny feeling inside of you. Maybe it's overeating. Maybe it's undereating. It could be insomnia, or it could be that you're sleeping too much. Again, everybody reacts differently to stress. So these are just signs that you can watch for inside of your body. It's something that's happening that you're not even noticing, that maybe you are stressed, but you just start to notice these differences now because there are physical signs in the body. I love this quote. The greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought or the other, or over another. So my example is going to be like taking a test, because we take a lot of tests in school. So let's go with the SAT. A lot of my juniors and seniors, they are getting ready to take the SAT, if they haven't done so already. And there's two ways to look at it. You wake up in the morning and you're really nervous about taking the test. Your heart rate's going, you're breathing, you're anxious, you're sweaty, you can barely read a question because you're so stressed out. Or you could take it, rearrange it to something positive, saying, okay, yeah, this is a big test, but I studied, I did what I was supposed to, I'm reporting here, I'm ready to go, I will take the test. And I'm going to do the best I possibly can, knowing that I can always take it again. So it's also a positive stress. Yes, I'm anxious, but I'm going to use it in a direction that's going to help me instead of harming me. So one thing I'd like to go over is this expression right here, because the lessons here are all really about, how to deal with stress and noticing stress. And this one right here is a very personal one for me, because the first few times I've ever heard this, for a long time I heard this, I was like, just take a breath. And I'm like, really? How can that help? I'm sorry. That's really my initial reaction is, come on, breath. And so I'm going to go into what's going on in the body and why taking a breath can buy you a few minutes to calm you down. So here's a sample of the brain, because we're going to go inside of our body. Remember, it's happening here. We're going to look at 3 different parts of your brain and how they kind of function together. The first part is this little red area. We're going to call it the primal brain, or the reptilian brain. Put a little alligator over here. Not little, kind of big. Basically, we are related to any of the reptiles with this part of our brain. And the reptiles work off of instinct, dominance, and survival. They're hungry, they eat. They kill a fish, and they don't feel really sad about that. Whereas when I go fishing, I kind of go, well, I'm feeling a little upset because of this fish. Should I kill it and eat it? It's my emotional brain, or my limbic brain. Little emojicons over here. So I have feelings and emotions. It's not that the alligator, he's not bad. He just doesn't have this part of his brain. So he doesn't feel the emotions when he eats the fish. And then there's a neocortex. Neo meaning new. This is where our language is. This is where our logic is. It's right here. It's almost like a shower cap over the whole outside of your brain. So this part is where I can look at different ideas and come up with different choices and communicate my ideas with language that the alligator can't do. So all three parts of these brains are working together. So let's take a look at that sample of the test. It's coming up, and I'm nervous. And when I'm nervous, it's going to trigger my reptilian brain. And when it triggers my reptilian brain, it triggers my limbic brain. And it's fast. And it's faster than the neocortex, the new part or the logical part of my brain. And when it triggers it, it does something here. So I switch slides to another picture of the brain. The center of the brain is still right in here where it says hypothalamus and the amygdala. Sorry. Again, that's part of, we're looking at the reptile and the limbic brain, but this part right here is really the limbic. It's going to send a signal down to your kidneys. And on top of the kidneys, there's two glands, one on each kidney, called the adrenaline gland. And you might have heard that before. Adrenaline. So something freaks you out. Let's talk about a scary movie. I hate scary movies, but it's a great example. Something in the movie scares you, and you react, and your heart's beating, your breathing goes faster, and you're laughing at yourself because you know you don't have to run away from this movie. It's not real, but it still scares you just like it was real. And what's happening is what would happen if something really scared you in the outside world and you had to run away. This part of your brain triggers the adrenaline gland to produce adrenaline, which then goes down here into your bloodstream. And once it's in your blood, one heartbeat, it's all over your body within seconds. And that's why your heart, what it does is it's this hormone on the right, chemical formula, molecular structure right here, is a hormone. And that hormone's job is to increase your heart rate, increase your blood pressure, increase your breathing. Basically, it's doing all of that so that it ensures your body has enough energy to either fight off the issue, run from the issue, or freeze and stay right there and hide. Now, you don't have to do any of that because you're at a movie, but your body still did it, and you know what it feels like because it's been there. You've been in the movie where you're scared and you're sitting there, and your heart keeps going, and you're trying to relax yourself, slow down, calm down. So that's what your brain's doing. Your brain is going from the limbic system, and the logical part of your brain is like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm so scared. It's logically talking to itself and trying to figure it out. So what does that have to do with the breath? Well, when you get scared in a movie theater, your logical brain, or that neocortex, remember the whole outside of your brain, the shower cap, but I'm going to go right here to the prefrontal cortex, could come into play. And you could logically say, okay, it's only a movie. Slow down. Take a breath. Exhale. Now, normally you don't think about your breathing, but in this case you are. So this part of your brain takes over the breathing, and you're slowing it down. And when you slow down your breathing, you're slowing down your heart rate. Now the adrenaline, it's still in there, and it's going to be for a while. You released it. It's in your blood system. It's going to take a little while for your body to take it out because you don't want it there all the time. You only need it in case of emergency. So what does taking a breath do? You slow down the breathing, which slows down your heart, which gives your body time to get rid of some of that adrenaline. Now, it's a lot more than that, but you're buying yourself some time. And what's really important is you went from your emotional brain, your limbic system inside, to your prefrontal cortex, which is logical, and it logically said, this is only a movie. Stop freaking out. So that's why you take a breath. Give yourself time to do that. So how does that work in a really stressful situation? You see your friend. They come up to you, and they're mad, and they start yelling and screaming at you, and you're like, what the heck? Now, you know now that they're working in the center of their brain. They're working from their limbic system and their reptilian brain. Their adrenaline is flowing, and they're kind of freaking out. And you know that now. You know that they're working from that part of your brain. So the question I'm going to ask you is, where are you going to respond from? Are you going to respond from your limbic brain? Remember, it's lower on the evolutionary scale. Or do you want to go with your prefrontal cortex, or even the whole neurocortex, where you're like, whoa, this person's freaking out. I don't know why. And you really don't know. None of us know why. So how are you going to respond? With your prefrontal cortex or your limbic system? And let's face it, you don't know why your friend's sad. You don't know why your friend's mad. None of us really know what's going on inside of somebody else's head. So if you take a few minutes to step back, take a breath, let them get out of their system, whatever it is that's in their system, so that they feel better, and then you can listen to them, give them space, and maybe you can help them out. And when you help them, you're going to come from a logical, not an emotional stance. An emotional stance is screaming at them back, yelling at them, running away from them, hitting them, smacking them. Those are all coming from the lower part of our brain. You want to go higher in the brain, go right up here, logically find a peaceful, caring way to help them. Because let's face it, at one point in your life, you were on the right side of the screen and you were really letting somebody have it. And it really wasn't the other person's fault, but they stayed there for you and they helped you relax and calm down. That's what we're here for. Best friends don't ever, never get mad at each other. They get angry. But then we take time and we say we're sorry, or we listen and we help each other. And the easiest way to do it is to work from your prefrontal cortex instead of your limbic system. Give yourself time, even if the adrenaline started to go, because it's going to go when they come yelling at you. I'm not going to tell you this is easy, because it's really not easy. But you know you can do it. You just, okay, here it comes. I'm upset. I can control this. Take a breath. So what should you be aware of? When it comes on, your heart rate's going to increase. Your breathing's going to increase. You might feel high in energy, low in energy, stomachache, nausea. The one weapon you have is you have the ability to change your thoughts. You don't have to be mad at them, not knowing why. You can go into your head and say, something's wrong. I'm going to give them a minute to let me know what it is. Take a breath. Give them space. Give yourself space to let your body calm down so you can react from your prefrontal cortex or your neocortex, so that you can actually reply to them with a caring, loving way. Actually, that's more from your heart than it is from your head. I hope this helps.